Company of St. George, Utah, arrived at a settlement by which the company's insurer would pay Anderson County $273,715 for added expenses, damages, and other costs before a jury trial that was scheduled for later this month. Coughlin claimed that the road base on 1600 Road was never meant to handle the weight and frequency of truck traffic it now endures since the East Kansas Agri-Energy ethanol plant started taking corn shipments 24 hours a day. They say that constant pounding was part of the problem with this company's insufficient repair. However, core samples of the roadbed and the repair conducted by an engineering company revealed the problem was due to an improper mix of concrete in the hard surface compound used by the company. County Clerk Julie Wetstein says the county has received a settlement payment. Kansas is reporting that it collected nearly $37 million more in taxes than anticipated in October. The Department of Revenue says that the state collected $553 million in taxes during the month when its official revenue forecast predicted $516 million. Governor Laura Kelly called the better-than-expected tax collections a positive sign. For the 4 months since the start of the state's 2020 fiscal year, in July, the state collected nearly $2.3 billion in taxes and exceeded expectations by nearly $85 million, or nearly 4%. Tax collections also are running over 4% ahead of collections for the 2019 fiscal year. They also have exceeded expectations 28 of the past 29 months. With the football season wrapping up for the OU Braves, join us tonight for the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. KOFO's Bob Johnson will sit down with Coach K and talk about the loss this past week and preview the upcoming game with Bethany College. The Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show will be live tonight from Pizza Time, coming up right after this newscast on KOFO. The exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast tonight, it'll be clear. Our low down to 19. Wednesday, increasing clouds, breezy with a high of 46. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 24. And that brings you up to date. I'm Don Elliott, KOFO News.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this edition of the Kent Kessinger Show, live from Pizza Time in downtown Ottawa. It's our weekly chat with Ottawa University head football coach Kent Kessinger, and your weekly chance to enjoy food and drink specials at Pizza Time during the show. The Kent Kessinger Show on KOFO is brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King, Ottawa University, and Pizza Time. Now, live from the KOFO Sports Booth, here's your host, Bob Johnson.
And welcome in to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO, on the interweb at KOFO.com. Guam, we're looking at you. And so is Coach Kessinger, because he's ready for anything warm.
Definitely. And it's a little chilly outside.
And right on cue, head coach Kent Kessinger just appears on the microphone. And it just appears. He wasn't even here while I was even making that statement. All of a sudden, poof, he's there.
Yeah, it's magic.
Because you are Bethany's most notable alum.
According to Google, anyways.
Yeah, well, and I mean, who wouldn't trust Google?
Myself and Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, but he only went a semester.
Does not count.
I don't think so.
Does not count. You have to go more than a semester.
I think so. I think you have to actually graduate. So that puts me and Emery Lindquist and Jamie Cruz.
I would still put you on top of that list.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Bob.
I'm not even biased in saying that.
No bias whatsoever.
No, none. Not because you're sitting.
Impartiality is like your middle name.
I am right down the middle.
There you go.
Maybe 60-40 at times, but still close, right down the middle.
Right down the middle, 60-40.
Yes, exactly. You can't, yeah, forget it. So it's the final show of the year.
It is.
This is it's a sad moment because
bittersweet.
It is, although you're probably happy you don't have to do this every Tuesday, but you know.
If it keeps on getting cold like this, I don't like to venture outside very much, as we noted in the beginning part of the show.
Well, that's very true. You are not a cold weather kind of guy.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No. Too many years in the frozen tundra. Frost bit my fingers and toes, so I get a little cold really fast.
I'm still without a jacket right now, so I'm good. I'm good, but I'm also fat, and so there seems to be an inner furnace.
Well, but it's your. I mean, I'm also of Scandinavian heritage. Yeah. I think your part of the Scandinavian heritage stayed in the frozen. Mine were the explorers, and they went straight to the Caribbean.
Long before Columbus, but that's another thing.
Long before Columbus. Eric the Red founded the New World and then went straight down to the Caribbean.
Because every good person knows that Columbus didn't find this place first.
No, he didn't.
No, that's a fabrication.
Not anybody of note, anyways.
No, that's a fabrication. And I guess quick rundown, because since it is the last show, we're going to talk about what happened on Saturday. We're going to talk about the upcoming game on this Saturday with Ottawa University West. We're going to kind of make up some end of a season awards. So we're going to put some things together, put our heads together. And then I know what you've been looking forward to.
Homer Call Championship.
It is the grand finale of Homer Call 2019. And we have got 4, because we're bringing in the wild card.
It's the most anticipated portion of the show year long.
As a matter of fact, that's why we save it for the last show, because by God, we need to draw in some listeners. Although we do have listeners tonight.
It's a full-on packed house tonight.
Yes, a packed house, co-workers, friends, family. Lend me your ears, because we're going to talk football. Kind of like right now with Saturday's loss to Friends 20-13. You've had a chance to watch the film.
I only watched part of it and shut it off.
So, in layman's terms or professional terms, what went wrong?
Pretty near everything.
That's a pretty simple answer there.
Offensively, it was definitely, I don't think, our finest moments. I mean, we've talked about this year where you have opportunities and we just didn't fall through. Fumble the ball inside the 8. Opportunities in the first half, and I told the guys at halftime we're up 13-3, and there's at least three or four opportunities where we should have had touchdowns. And quarterback throwing off his back foot instead of stepping into the ball, and that made a difference on a couple of them. And the protection breakdowns, not being able to run the football. I think we ended up with sacks and everything, took any gains that we did have running the football. I think we ended up, for the first time in my play calling career ever, with 0 yards of rushing.
Which I had to look twice when I saw that.
No, I looked at it too, and I was amazed.
And a lot of that had to do with the quarterback scrambling around and sometimes running for his life. Would you say it's fair to say sometimes scrambling for no reason?
I would agree with both those statements, it seems like, yeah.
Because I was going to ask, what was was it an offensive line issue? Was it a quarterback issue? But I think it's probably clear that it was both.
I think there's equal blame, for it. We did some things to try to help out, and we just didn't get help. Our running backs are part of that issue too, where we were there to help set the edge and kind of, especially for the Farms. We talked about him being a key guy that we didn't want to get after the quarterback, and we just did our backs did a poor job of helping out, and our offensive linemen didn't hold their own at times, and there was times where Connor actually moved into contact, and that's a tough one as an old lineman. You're blocking your tail off. You've got good separation, and you're keeping a good pocket, and all of a sudden you got the quarterback standing next to you, and the guy that you're blocking just reaches out and grabs him. It's a very helpless feeling, by the way, as an offensive lineman. I usually would tell the quarterback after I picked him up, don't do that again, please. But no, it was that. It was we had some drops. I think in the past game, particularly first off, one of our tight ends has an open throw. Quarterback puts it right on him. We dropped the ball, and we just didn't really ever get the continuity and stuff going. But because we definitely show we had matchup opportunities. Dylan Foose has 8 catches for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns, and one was a long one that we knew that we had matchup on, and it worked out to where they jumped the lower part of the route, and Connor did a great job of distributing the ball to Dylan. During the week, we had anticipated that we'd get the underneath quite a bit more than the over the top, but we did a good job of adjusting on that, and then we scored our second touchdown, and that was exactly the way the play was drawn up, exactly the way it was drawn up, and those are things where you draw up a play, or you put in a scheme, and you can say, all right, we are going for this specific thing, and when you see it happen and then you execute and do it well, it's a thing of beauty. And when you don't, you're like, see, it was right there, like, why didn't we finish it off? And we had both of those,
which, and I'm literally scratching my head. You had both things. You had perfection, and then you didn't in the same game, and it just, for whatever reason, things just seemed to shut down after that second touchdown for the offense.
Yeah, it did, and that's I would say that as an offense, this was the bad game of the year for sure. I mean, I thought our defense, when you go back and look at it, our defense actually played pretty well. There was things like we mentioned in the post game that just extended drives, and that's why when we were talking, I was looking up at the play-by-play and being able to pull it and notice, on the long drive, I think they went on 15, 16 plays. I believe we had 2 or 3 personal fouls or drive extending type of penalties. Mm-hmm. One was a PI, which it's a personal foul, but sometimes you can see that you have aggressive penalties. That was a penalty that was unneeded. I mean, it's just a bad play by the corner, and then you have aggressive fouls that are uncalled for when a kid loses his cool, and we had that as well on the play and on that drive, and it just kept on extending them.
Well, and I'm trying to think of which drive it was that you also had a phantom holding call that we were still waiting to, and that may have been actually on an offensive drive, but now that I think about it, where they threw the flag for holding, and I know Casey and I were in the booth trying to figure out where that was on the offensive line, because you couldn't see it, at least from where we were now.
Yeah, I don't remember that one, but and there were a couple calls that I think were both ways that could have been done, particularly like some personal fouls that could have been worked better by the officials if they'd have done some preventative officiating. And that's one of the things that all the officials come up and tell us before the game, is that that's what they're going to do. They're going to protect this, protect that. I mean, I'm still questioning whether the late hit on the quarterback was actually a late hit, or if it was just, it's not like you have continuation in basketball and that sort of thing, but it's pretty close to a bang bang type deal. I don't think Aaron Schumann could have pulled himself off of that. And I've seen our quarterback just get smoked by other people, and they're like, "Nah, it's just football." Where was the just football guys when we needed them, for some of those? But yeah, it could be worse. We could have the NFL officials, I guess.
That's very true. And with that, we'll take a break. We will take a break right here. I already get myself in enough trouble with officials in KCAC, and sometimes when you're public enemy number one with certain things, you just learn to walk away. And that's what we're going to do here. But a reminder, tomorrow night we begin KOFO's coverage of Ottawa University Braves basketball, and it'll start at 5:45 with pregame, the Fusion Alley Ottawa University Braves pregame, 6 o'clock tip for the women. Men will follow roughly at 8, and Casey Weeder will have the call for you. But we'll take a break. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Ottawa University invites you to ring in the holidays with 2 concert traditions. On Sunday, December 8th at 4 p.m., hear the annual Christmas Vespers inside the Frederickson Chapel on the OU campus. And on December 20th at 7:30 in the evening, enjoy the sounds of the OU Jazz Ensemble at Smoke Creations in North Ottawa. The holiday spirit is alive and well as Ottawa University is proud to share the sounds of the season with Christmas Vespers on December 8th and the Jazz Ensemble on December 20th. For more information about all that Ottawa University has to offer its students and the community, visit online at ottawa.edu. It's late at night. You've been visiting family and you're on your way home. You didn't see the deer in front of you until it was too late. Everyone is safe. Your vehicle did its job and protected you. Now you get to find out if your auto insurance does the same. It will, because you have State Farm Auto Insurance through local agent Keith King in Ottawa.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
Pizza Time at 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa is very proud to be a locally owned and operated part of the community. From supporting our schools and charities to backing our sports teams, Pizza Time has been serving the area in more than just pizza since 1985. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Remember, Pizza Time is here to continue to serve up the area's favorite pizza. Look us up and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just call us at 242-TIME. You know what time it is? It's always Pizza Time.
Geico presents, not again, another voicemail from your roommate.
Hey, man, so I was in a rush to get to work and I left the back door open. Could you shut it? I left it wide open. While you're there, could you also turn off the oven and all of the burners? My mom never let me use the oven. I wonder why.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if it's your roommate's first time operating an oven. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
ABC Wednesday, country music's biggest night, will make history.
You are phenomenal.
Carrie Underwood hosts the CMA Awards with special guest hosts Reba McEntire and Dolly Parton. Performances by Miranda Lambert, Keith Urban, Maren Morris. Plus, Garth Brooks with Blake Shelton, Lady Antebellum and Halsey, Pink and Chris Stapleton, and so much more. The CMA Awards live, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Rodeo athletes push themselves to the limits day in and day out, and they need boots that go as hard as they do. Built with athleticism in mind, Ariat boots use the same technology and comfort as a high-performance athletic shoe. And right now at Boot Barn, select Ariat boots are $20 off. Boot Barn carries over 250,000 pairs of Ariat boots nationwide. Boot Barn, the best is yet to come.
We are live at Pizza Time, right across the street from the Plaza Theater here in Ottawa. Basketball is on the TV screen. I think there's a MAC game also.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan and Akron, I think it was what it was.
So if you like small college Division I football, Pizza Time's your place to be. And if you like pizza, Pizza Time's the place to be. And if you like Kent Kessinger, Pizza Time is the place to be. Talking to you, Amy.
We have a little for everything.
Yes.
Everybody.
I want to say hello to Amy and say hello to the in-laws.
Yeah, Bob and Corley, listen, I'm sure.
My mom's listening tonight. Lars back at the station. KOFO News Director Jeff Brewer looking to select and handcraft the audio for news stories. He's a craftsman. Very painstakingly puts it together.
Do you think he's a big fan of Run DMC? Because, you know, they had a song. I think it was Run DMC. It was She's Crafty.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to find out. Well, I'll find out. We'll have to pass it along to you after the fact because we're not on the air next week for the football show. So that's. But my mom, she might be listening. I think she's listening. My aunt possibly is.
It's my mother-in-law's birthday.
Happy birthday! Hey! Happy birthday to Coach Kessinger's mother-in-law. Hello to Jim and Doris Grogan. The equipment back at the station who is listening to us.
We opened up saying hi to Guam.
Yeah, hi to Guam.
They should be really happy.
Yeah. Casey Weeder, who will hear this tomorrow.
Yep.
So, is there any...
I got to give props to Casey and Andy, Casey Weeder and Andy Otto. They did a tremendous job of helping organize and get things going for the 2009 team that was back this last weekend. It was great to get a chance to see those guys. They got recognized, obviously, at halftime, and then later that evening we had a reception and that sort of thing at a local restaurant here in town, and it was a good deal. It's fun to see them.
Good God, some of those guys look like they could still go out and lay some hits.
Matter of fact, when they showed up, I had jerseys available.
We will find eligibility.
Yes. We would trade in some cases.
It was great to see them, and it was really nice. I actually got invited to be there.
Yeah, Bob came down. It was good to have the voice.
Brought the family, except for one who, he's too cool for everybody. So
missed out. Some good food too.
Yeah.
Good food, good times.
See everybody. So yeah, it was great to see everybody and kind of talk about the 09 season. And that was. What a season that I for people who may not really know the facts, it's got to be one of the best seasons in Braves football history.
It is actually the most wins that any Braves football team has ever had in one season.
Still a lot of records stand to this day from that team.
Yeah, just listing the records at the end of the highlight took about 3.5 minutes. So,
yeah, I was like,
there was a lot of them.
Come on, Casey, wrap this up. I got to go to bed, man. He was going there. But leave it to the best color guy in the KCAC. He had his facts ready to go.
He did. He was ready to go. It was good.
And it was a great time. Speaking of a great time, because we did get to there was a FaceTime call with Clarence Anderson, who's now part of Ottawa University West.
Yep. Also got a hold of Ethan Haller back. Yeah. So we had a couple people in there, but it was also good to see, Clarence.
And so and speaking of Ottawa University West, that's this weekend. It's the battle of
I think that the meme on Twitter, sir, is it's Marvel's Civil War.
Yes, I saw that, which was unbelievably crafted. And I did someone draw the short end of the stick to be either the Scarlet Witch or Black Widow?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember who all that was, but I got to be Iron Man, I guess, out of the whole thing, which is good.
Yeah. I would take it. I'd take it. But with this game coming up, I know in some ways there's a little bit of joking back and forth and that, but it doesn't seem like there's any ill will between either side of the.
Oh no, side. It's mutual respect. Obviously, I think between both staffs. The obviously our concerns are, okay, so are we going to be able to run plays and they don't know exactly what's coming, type thing, both offensively and defensively, because their offensive style, they've incorporated a lot of the things that we've done, and obviously, they're going to know our stuff, and then, defensively, we're both running a 34. Although their defensive coordinator came from Missouri Valley, but it was a team that we'd played a couple years ago. We played them twice. So there's some things like that, obviously. But in the end, the kids got to execute it. And I think that this is going to be a really good football game. We're going to be limping in there with a bunch of duct tape, bale and wire, and triage unit thing going for us. But hopefully we can get everybody as much as we can to 100% for this last game of the season.
And with that being said, you talk about them maybe knowing some of the ins and outs of everything. How does that change coming into this week to prepare? You can't really make a whole lot of changes. So, do you find different ways to disguise?
Well, we've been working on different ways of communicating things all season. So it was something that as we worked in the spring, we started implementing a few things, and we implemented a little bit more this summer with the guys that were around, kind of did a little test run on some stuff, and then basically as we've gone through this season, we've had multiple means and ways of being able to inform our kids of the different plays, and part of it if you call out the same thing, and for us, we're very vocal within our calls and stuff. Once they get to the field, if you hear it enough times, people start picking up on what it is, and you need to be able to adjust. So we've done a lot of things, from different kind of signaling things to false calls to code word plays to wristband opportunities. Our defense used that a couple weeks ago in a different thing, and we've done the same thing. Our kids have basically memorized 30 different plays for us that we can just give them a number, and they should be able to at least get to the right place and get lined up and run it. And if we need more than 30 different plays, we're really going deep into the well to find things to work.
Would we see, because obviously it's the last game of the year, so there's nothing to lose. I mean, both teams are out of playoff contention, things like that. Does that open things up a little bit more, just to try to maybe bring out the mad scientist gear to do something different?
Well, we're always trying to tweak some of the things that we do, whether it's fix a route or change a route, find something within our system that might be a little bit different. That's one of the things that I feel that our offense does quite a bit, is it evolves around things. And that's what's really important, I think, for me as being an offensive-minded guy and a play caller, is that you don't get stuck in a rut too much. If I get stuck in a rut, the first thing I find out when I get home is my wife says, "Man, are you running it on every first down?" So she's like my self-scout before I even watch a film. And so I go into games, I'm thinking, all right, are we doing this too much? Are we doing that too much? Are we going to the well too many times with this? What kind of adjustments? How can we quote unquote window dress things and still run the same stuff? And that's been a key thing for us, with the evolution of our offense. And then defensively, I think that's what Coach Pearson has done. Now that, we're at kind of with the injury bug, we're at a point where we're running all 34 at this point, to be able to not give away where we're blitzing from and that sort of deal.
How much has the Swede teams improved over the season?
I think they're playing really good right now, and then that's not just because making things sound good for the locker room and whatnot, but it is really. I mean, their quarterback is really getting familiar with. They've got some really good receivers, especially the Millette kid. He's a special kid out there. He's one that I'm fairly concerned about, with him getting loose, and we're going to have to keep him contained. So I think they've improved greatly, and that's the thing that you hope that your team does as you go through the season. I don't know if there's the same thing where they're pretty thin in spots, but I watched some of the earlier games, and then I really focus on the last 3 or 4 games, because that's when people usually are in a consistent, well, I don't know if it's a rut, but you're in a consistent mode that you have the same people out there. You're running virtually the same kind of stuff. And they've been going against offenses very similar to ours. So they look much improved from earlier in the season.
We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to put together some end-of-season awards. We're going to banter back and forth about that. I have a few that I've put together, kind of.
And I might have to turn the table on you once and ask Bob a question.
I'm
Random thoughts for Bob Johnson.
Okay, well, that's all when we come back here on the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 103.7 FM and 1220 AM KRWFO.
Pizza Time at 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa is very proud to be a locally owned and operated part of the community. From supporting our schools and charities to backing our sports teams, Pizza Time has been serving the area in more than just pizza since 1985. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Remember, Pizza Time is here to continue to serve up the area's favorite pizza. Look us up and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just call us at 242-TIME. You know what time it is? It's always Pizza Time.
Let's face it, auto insurance can be confusing. Do you know your comprehensive from your collision, your no-fault from liability, your premium from your deductible? After an accident is no time to find out that your definition of full coverage is actually different from what your policy says. Let local State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King explain auto insurance in terms you can understand.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa, or visit online at keithking.net.
What it means to be an OU Brave is to be yourself. What I've learned here is I've created memories with friends, and I was actually really comfortable being in my own skin here. Everybody has their own personality, and we're all unique here, just trying to live significant lives. And I think I'm going to leave here with an imprint that will last forever and that I can hold on to and look back at and laugh at and see that I not only learned something, but I created friendships and memories that will always stick with me. That's what it means to be brave, to be yourself.
Be a brave. Visit ottawa.edu.
ABC Wednesday, country music's biggest night, will make history.
You are phenomenal.
Carrie Underwood hosts the CMA Awards with special guest hosts Reba McEntire and Dolly Parton. Performances by Miranda Lambert, Keith Urban, Maren Morris. Plus, Garth Brooks with Blake Shelton, Lady Antebellum and Halsey, Pink and Chris Stapleton, and so much more. The CMA Awards live, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Ordinary bar soaps may do a good job of cleansing. Easy. Done and done. But with Dove, you get a whole lot more. Because every bar is made with 1/4 moisturizing cream. So you get a gentle clean that leaves skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. Upgrade to Dove, the bar that gives you more. It cleanses and cares. Plus, it's #1 recommended by dermatologists. Now that is money well spent. Dove. Get more from your beauty bar.
Tim Smith with Bob Allen Ford, Ottawa. Currently, we are under an invisible hail sale. Emphasis on the invisible. Our insurance company called and said there was hail in the area a few days ago, so they came out and informed us we should discount all of our vehicles to compensate for the hail that we can't even see. Remember, sales like this don't happen very often, so hurry in for your best selection because when they're gone, so are the additional savings. Call us at 785-242-5100 or visit us online at boballenfordottawa.com.
We are live at Pizza Time till the top of the hour. I'm Bob Johnson, head coach Kent Kessinger, here mainly because it is the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger show. It wouldn't be the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger show if anybody else was here. It's kind of simple how that works out. I like to be simple and logical.
Simple and logical.
And that's why I get in trouble a lot.
That's another middle name. You have a lot of middle names.
Yeah, I'm Brazilian. I'm partly Brazilian.
Are you?
Yeah, so, I'm like the soccer players have 12 names.
There you go.
And then they all are like Pedro or Pele or...
Yeah, they're known by one name.
Ronaldinho. That's what I should have had you do is come up with a Brazilian soccer name for me.
A Brazilian soccer name.
And then that's what we could have, what I could have gone with.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's end of season award time. And we've always talked about some awards that we would hand out if we could. But I'm gonna ask you because you've seen it evolve all season long. Who would have the best hair?
Best hair. Well, I think it's gonna come down to Michael Omeo or Bryce Capron.
Okay.
Those two. And it's a close one. It's a tough one, but I think I'd have to go with the elder statesman and Mike Omeo for best hair, the best flow, I should say.
Best flow there.
Definitely. But when Bryce gets it all nice and feathered back, I mean, it's pretty special.
Ooh. So
pretty special.
So maybe it's like next year's Heisman winner.
Yeah, definitely he's got to be on the watch list for next year's Flow Award.
Larson came up with this one that we decided we were going to hand out. We've already got a winner. Best punter, not because he's the only punter on the team, Connor Kagi. So
yeah, best punter, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely fits for him.
Definitely best punter, not just because he's the only punter, but so congratulations to Connor on that one. I would like you to announce and give the winner of the award of the most entertaining coordinator.
The most entertaining coordinator?
Yes.
I wish I would have been able to sit in the room and listen to them at the Bob Johnson coordinator show.
Yes.
Entertaining coordinator. Oh, that's really a tough one. It is entertaining to listen to the number of movies that Thomas Pearson has not seen.
Well.
Because it's pretty near every movie.
Does he not watch movies?
Disney, and we give him a hard time. Spike Lee Productions. So it's a very small genre of movies.
A Spike Lee joint, huh?
Yeah,
yes.
It's a very small number.
Yeah.
Small number. So a lot of the movie quotes that the rest of the kids know in the office fall on Coach Pearson. So that is probably the funniest thing is when we make a movie quote and he just looks blank at us. So I will give him the award was again for the
most entertaining.
Most entertaining. So it's very entertaining to see what movies he doesn't know. Yes.
Okay. Tougher than a $2 steak. I was thinking it might be a linebacker, but
who's tougher than a $2 steak?
Yeah.
Whew. I might branch out away from the defensive perspective.
Oh, okay.
And pull one Colton Davis.
Okay.
He's a pretty tough dude.
And so made an impression as a freshman.
Yes, he's a pretty tough dude. That's maybe where I'd go with that.
I would say Bowling Shoe Ugly would be special teams, but I kid.
Was it Bowling Shoe Ugly?
Yeah.
Nah, well, not really.
There might be truth.
Let's use the term special loosely.
Teams.
Yes, definitely
okay.
Teams.
So
an area of improvement that we will have in the offseason, no doubt.
So, okay, we've got some awards there. Anything else that you would think?
So this is the question for Bob Johnson. Throwing it back. Do you have any animals? Do you own any animals?
I have 2 dogs and 2 kids.
You have 2 dogs. 2 dogs. So I'm going to show you a picture and ask your opinion.
Yes.
All right. So random thoughts with Bob Johnson. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the dog onesie?
The dog onesie.
The dog onesie. A onesie for your dog.
Well, the sad part is that it was created, and I understand that you want to have a fashionable dog, but at the same time, it is a dog, and I like dogs. Dogs are awesome. And I don't even mind if they have a jacket, but a onesie,
It says right here on the smartphone.
Yes.
That the dog onesie keeps your pup from shedding all over your house.
There is some advantages in that.
I would not have thought of it as a shed control device. I was thinking of it as a warming device.
Well, and what about when they have to use the restroom?
I know. Does it have a zipper?
Because otherwise,
do they zip it? Do they unzip it, or is it?
But they don't have opposable thumbs, so they can't do that.
You know, it's not really giving me a full body show. I don't know what they do.
I mean, now you're having to take it off,
clean it,
put it back on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like giving.
It's kind of like overalls.
Yeah, I mean.
Without the flap or the long johns.
Yeah.
The old long johns.
I mean, it would be better if it had, button compartments, but then you're still possibly making a mess and having to clean it.
The dog onesie.
I mean, that fashion style to me is like Cam Newton's fashion style, which is a no-go.
No, yeah.
I mean, as much as
conundrum.
As much as I like somebody looking like a grandma when he's answering questions at a press conference, a dog onesie, yeah, I got to say no.
Okay. All right.
That's a fantastic question. I like that.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Sometimes I just got to put it back.
I mean,
question the questioner.
Just a shade under how many years since you questioned me on that? So,
well, on the air, anyways.
Well, you questioned me a lot off the air. There's no doubt. All right, we're going to take our final break of the night right here. I'm touched that Coach had a question for me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this show now because I'm on cloud 9, but I'm going to try to hold it together because coming up next may be the greatest segment all season long.
Homer Call Final.
It is the Homer Call Grand Finale. We will have it when we come back. You're listening to the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
It's late at night. You've been visiting family and you're on your way home. You didn't see the deer in front of you until it was too late. Everyone is safe. Your vehicle did its job and protected you. Now you get to find out if your auto insurance does the same. It will because you have State Farm Auto Insurance through local agent Keith King in Ottawa.
I'm State Farm Insurance Agent Keith King. Let's work together to be sure your vehicle has the coverage you need. Call and schedule an appointment today at 242-9435. Stop by my office at 111 South Main in Ottawa or visit online at keithking.net.
Ottawa University invites you to ring in the holidays with 2 concert traditions. On Sunday, December 8th at 4 p.m., hear the annual Christmas Vespers inside the Frederickson Chapel on the OU campus. And on December 20th at 7:30 in the evening, enjoy the sounds of the OU Jazz Ensemble at Smoke Creations in North Ottawa. The holiday spirit is alive and well as Ottawa University is proud to share the sounds of the season with Christmas Vespers on December 8th and the Jazz Ensemble on December 20th. For more information about all that Ottawa University has to offer its students and the community, visit online at ottawa.edu.
Pizza Time at 208 South Main in historic downtown Ottawa is very proud to be a locally owned and operated part of the community. From supporting our schools and charities to backing our sports teams, Pizza Time has been serving the area in more than just pizza since 1985. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Remember, Pizza Time is here to continue to serve up the area's favorite pizza. Look us up and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or just call us at 242-TIME. You know what time it is? It's always Pizza Time.
From ooh to aww. Whatever reaction you're looking for this holiday, spread more joy with holiday cards, calendars, and photo gifts from Vistaprint. And now you can get up to 50% off all holiday cards and calendars at Vistaprint.com. Discover cards in the latest trends or fill a calendar with your favorite photos. So make more merry at Vistaprint.com with up to 50% off all holiday cards and calendars. Plus great deals on photo gifts. Just enter code HOLIDAY50 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, code HOLIDAY50.
Geico presents, not again, another voicemail from your roommate.
Hey, man, so I was in a rush to get to work and I left the back door open. Could you shut it? I left it wide open. While you're there, could you also turn off the oven and all of the burners? My mom never let me use the oven. I wonder why.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if it's your roommate's first time operating an oven. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
We are back here at Pizza Time. It's the final segment of the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show for the 2019 season. But we'll be back next year. We'll be back stronger, better than ever, better than Dolph Lundgren and Rocky IV.
This is kind of like a $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
Lee Majors.
Yeah. Or Ted DiBiase, whichever one.
Oh, yeah.
It just depends.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
I was thinking you said better than ever, we can rebuild him.
Can I have the sound effect?
For the $1 million, $6 million man, or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever that noise, blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
whatever that was.
Lee Majors, good show.
Yeah,
a lot
it
of good
was.
shows back in those days. Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot better. I can barely remember them, but I do remember them.
Yes.
I want to give a quick shout out. It is a mini reunion over here to my right, the class of 90 who's getting together tonight. They had a Spanish foreign exchange student who was in town, so they all got together to celebrate.
Fun times.
So Ottawa High class of 90 over here to my right, enjoying some pizza and some drinks. And mazel tov to them for being here. All right. Well, now it's time. This is what we've been waiting for. It is time for Homer Call. We have 4 cuts, 3 winners, and a wild card. And we will determine the Homer Call champion of 2019. Will it be as good as Homer Call's 2018 winner? I don't know, but we'll find out. We do have some strong competitors here. And are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here we go. We're going to go with cut number 1. This one's going to be from Bethany and St. Mary this year.
St. Mary has Dallas Taylor back deep. Bethany punter is Darren Ritwage, a freshman, and they wing it way over his head. The ball bouncing free back at the 25. Ritwage somehow gets it away and angles the kick to the near side, and it takes a huge Bethany hop. A miraculous punt by Ritwage, the freshman, to pin it inside the 20 as it bounces out of bounds. St. Mary had cleared out, and the Spiders will start this series on their own 19-yard line.
I said that was a very impressive punt. A way to just kind of improvise on the run, just snap way over your head and just try to get it out of there.
Not true, though. I just said right there because he was very mumbly.
But a miracle punt, and St. Mary cleared out, but they cleared out for most of their season anyway.
Yes, they sure have.
Yes, they. So that is cut number 1.
Cut number 1. All right.
Cut number 2 is the McPherson Langston Magic Man special.
Man.
Here, so cut number 2.
Game on the line. Snap comes back to Ed Crouch. Rolls the pocket right. Trying to come back left. He's got Ben Nickel. Can he hit him? He's got it. He's into the end zone. Does he have it? Touchdown, Bulldogs. My goodness. Ben Nickel, with no time on the clock, scores the touchdown to get the Bulldogs within 1. How did he hang on to it at the goal line? The former Bull Pup, now a Bulldog, with a potential game-tying play. And now, Steve, the million-dollar question, with a timeout in your back pocket, do you go for 2 or kick the extra point and go to overtime?
Well, we'll see. They're huddling. You know what he's going to do? He's going to listen to his players. If his players say go, they're going to go.
So if you had your bingo card ready for play-by-play generic terms, you would have had a bingo with that cut.
Yep.
And, I mean, have you ever just listened to your players?
Couple times. Not often.
Not often.
I mean, I listen to them, but not usually on, the most important play of the game. Usually I tell them what exactly we're going to do.
So yeah, there's cut number 2.
Yep.
Right there. It's
Yep.
McPherson. How did he hang on to it? Oh my gosh, it's his job.
I know.
So cut number 2 right there. Cut number 3 coming up, Tabor and Bethel, and we had to put it because Bethel usually doesn't have a play-by-play voice, so somehow they make it for cut number 3.
Gotcha.
He packs the punch. Play action pass play down the field intended to Cameron Harrison, who gets in for the touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see what it is. It's going to be a pass interference call on Tabor is what the secondary official says. If it stands, it's a 31-yard touchdown pass from Zach Esau to Cameron Harrison. Esau with 2 touchdown passes in the game. Didn't think I'd say that ever based on the way this team runs the flex zone because, they run the ball 98% of the time.
I do.
That they run 98% of the time.
At least.
A lot of excitement there.
There was. But could you use 5 Ps in a row? Packs a punch, the play action pass play. That is at the beginning of that. It packs a punch, the play action pass play. 5 Ps.
The sneaky alliteration right there.
Yes.
That right there.
Peter Piper picked up. But I can't even say that.
No.
Because that's
because
unbelievable.
it might come over on the air as something really bad.
Yes.
We just don't want that.
Yes.
At all. Not at all.
Yes.
And now the wild card.
The wild card.
The wild card.
I haven't heard this one.
This one was from earlier this year.
Oh.
But it was
brought it back.
It was we saved it as a wild card.
Gotcha.
And it is the Ottawa Tabor game, and it is the NPR special.
Oh, yes.
Wind is still blowing. Not quite as much. That's true. I think, it is calmed down a bit. Right at 70 degrees.
I know you were fit.
Johnson bounces out, then cuts back in, touchdown. And a late hit.
Well,
yeah.
He got hit in the end zone.
Yeah, he was 4 yards in when he got hit, so. We'll take that on the kickoff.
Don't really need it, but we'll take it anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe we can hit kind of a high one and run under it.
There we go.
Good God, if you had trouble with insomnia, do I have the clip for you?
It's very Bob Ross-esque. These pretty little trees right here. It's just got a pretty little tree.
I was also
make these happy little trees right here. Happy little mountains, happy little cloud.
For a second, I thought we were at the Masters. The wind is coming out of the south at 13 miles per hour, and on the par 5, it's going to blow it just to the right, just a little bit.
Yeah. Tough choice. Tough choice.
But one of these 4 will be.
Well, I think I've narrowed it to 2.
Okay.
So I've narrowed it to 2. It's,
yes.
Fairly. You got to throw the Swedes one out there. That's out because all the.
Yes.
That sort of thing. And surely, with any kind of new thing they'll do down there is maybe get some new soundboards. But I'm leaning toward this last one, the NPR Bob Ross special, and then the alliteration. I mean, 5 Ps in a row.
That's impressive.
That is extremely impressive. It's extremely impressive. So it makes the decision more difficult because I don't think the first time that I heard the 5 Ps in a row.
I mean, this could be like when Boise State made it into the higher up bowls just out of nowhere.
I know. I just saw a clip of a trick play.
Yes.
Where they did the Statue of Liberty with Boise. Oh man, I am gonna have to go. As much as I like the alliteration, I think I got to go for the NPR.
The wild card picks up the championship.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to go for the underdog.
And let's play it one more time. Let's do it. Can we do it one more time?
It's getting close to my bedtime. You put me to sleep.
We'll figure it out here. Can we? Let's see if we can. You may be trying to rack that up real quick, and if not, that's fine. But we have a winner.
We do.
The Ottawa Tabor, NPR special.
NPR special.
Very happy that we're going to accept this award in the name of the Tabor broadcast. That is a penalty right there, but we'll take it on the kickoff. He was at least 4 yards into the end zone. At least. On this clear, sunny day.
70 degrees.
70 degrees. 12 mile per hour wind out of the south.
Winds out of the southwest.
And you got to watch out for that dog leg on that par 5 right there. So, congratulations. to Tabor.
To Tabor.
And people say I don't like Tabor.
No, I know. Well, they're champions of this. They win the grand finale.
They have won.
Last year's was
Sterling.
Sterling.
Yes, that was the last second catch.
Yes.
Where you could hear the soul leave the body.
Yeah, soul leave the body play. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you listen to enough NPR, your soul will also leave your body.
Well, good night, everybody. We've got maybe 90 seconds, Coach. What do the Braves got to do to come away with a victory?
Well, we got to get ourselves healed up and get down there and put the best semblance of a team together as we can. What we need to do is be able to capitalize on those little mistakes that we've had. I'm encouraged in a way that our defense has been playing, and they're going to be tested with this receiving core. They got a new quarterback this year that was obviously into their system. That he's starting to come along. He was, I think, Player of the Week in the KCAC, but we just got to take care of the ball, score some points.
And that's very Marcus Allen of you there.
Thank you, appreciate it.
That whoever scores more points will win on Saturday. So that's going to do it. It's been a great year.
Thanks, Bob.
I appreciate you. Another fantastic year, and we appreciate you listening to us with the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show. We will be on the air at 12:30 with the Fusion Alley Ottawa University Braves pregame show. The kickoff is at 1:30. You'll hear it here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO. I'll bring it to you, and we'll have our weekly fireside chat with head coach Kent Kessinger to lead you up to that kickoff on Saturday. Thank you to everybody who's listened. Thank you to Coach Kessinger. I always enjoy talking to him, and we will talk to you again for the Pizza Time Kent Kessinger Show next football season.
Celebrating 70 years of information and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Linda Lopez. For only the fourth time in American history, Congress has launched an impeachment investigation of a sitting president. The first public hearing gets underway at 10 a.m. tomorrow. ABC's Andy Field.
Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff says he's still reviewing Republicans' requests for witnesses